Well, today we're going to do brakes. Even though I've said before that the brakes are good, and they are, they're good, they work. After riding a little bit more aggressively on a trail and more downhill, they were kind of lacking. Hydraulic brakes, which is what we're switching over to, usually those are like a one-finger pull kind of brake and really good actuation on the levers, and that'll control how the caliper moves in and out with the pads. These are like a two-finger brake, and I found myself trying to like shift in a different way while using the brakes. Anyways, it was a whole thing. So hang in there, we'll get the rear and the front taken care of. Got some 4-piston M4 brakes off of Amazon. I think they were like 55 bucks, so they were pretty cheap. We'll see how they do. Get them put on. I had a question and I couldn't find any information, any videos, anywhere on this. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. I thought I did though. I found it on the G1 Explorer. I found it on the Ozark Trail Ridge, but not on the Slalom. The length of the cable on this is really long. The reason why I got the particular brakes that I got is the overall length of the cables, or the hoses in this instance. 1,600 millimeters for the rear and 900 millimeters for the front. If I need to cut them, I have a tool that I can cut them with, so that's easy. But I can't make them longer. So anyways, we're gonna see how long that is. Hopefully, put some brakes on this thing. Stay tuned. First things first, we gotta get the cables undone from the calipers. That way we can take those off and take the calipers off, and I can see how long the cables are and put them up against the new brakes, make sure that they're long enough, and we'll go from there. So easy enough, everybody knows how to do this. I'm gonna leave as much room as I can, just in case this isn't gonna work. I don't wanna compromise the actual brakes themselves. I know I just put cables on it, but like, if you don't have to, don't. Here's the brakes. Nicely wrapped up, set of hydraulic. You can tell I haven't opened them. It's the first time. So, M4, 4-piston. They look like the XT Shimano brakes that I have on my other bike. But here's going to be the question. I don't think it's going to be long enough. All right, so I'm just going to put it from right here. That's close. So that's where that ends. I have that much more cable. This was, I could see where that was pinched down. So that's going to give me probably about that much. I think I can make this work. It's close, but I think I can make it work. We're going to find out. I wanted to check the front too, because I'm not going to just put one brake on there. That would be ridiculous. So this is the cable for the front, doing the same kind of thing. And this one should actually be just about perfect. Ends right here. This is where it was kind of pinched on. That is a perfect fit. So it's going to be close on the rear. The fronts are going to be perfect. I'm going to get probably get the calipers off right now. Then I'm going to get the old levers and the old grips off and keep on going with it. goes one. Now I'm going to keep the second one in there for just a little bit because it's an internally routed cable and I need to be able to feed without, and I need to feed it this way. I'm going to attach the two cables, or the hose to the cable, and I pull it through very gingerly so it doesn't come apart because I don't want to try to fish it out of there. But I'm going to get the front one on first and go from there. Well, here's the brakes. You do have to swap over the little adapter that came with it for the 180 millimeter spacing on the front, but little part on the bottom, big part on the top, and you do have to also take out this little clip piece. This right here, so you can put the rotor into where it goes, but pop this thing on. I wanted to keep it pretty loose because I will need to adjust how everything sits on there. But I mean, they look like hydraulic brakes. So I'm going to get this run up. Remember, when you put the brakes on, go inside the fork, just like this. That way, if you do crash or hit something, you're not going to rupture the line. So something interesting with this particular brake kit is it all comes separate. But they say it's a no-bleed brake kit, and they give you all the pieces. So they give you the little deal right here that goes into the lever. This is what crushes everything into, I guess it goes that way, because it's threaded in right there. And then this is the little cap that goes over the end of the brake lever. The brake levers look all right. Looks like even a manufacturer right there. Not this manufacturer though. But everything's already internal in here. You do have to take this cap off. They say to keep this as vertical as possible. So I'm going to do that and see if it'll work. I do see a little, if you see that, that's kind of pooched out right there. So hopefully that's not going to damage anything. But we'll see, right? You know, I'm just going to cut the little end off of it here. Well, that's how, no, you actually break it off. That'll work. I'm going to drop that for now. There is fluid in it. I can attest to that. Ooh, I didn't think this one through. See if it'll hold some sort of way. close. All right, and the cap for it. Is right there. And I was just guessing that this thing is a 10 millimeter on the other end, so I got my 10 right here. I'm gonna find out. Oh, it's smaller. All right, you're back. All right, so it is an 8 millimeter that goes in this. So that is there. There's a lot of spring back on this thing. Tighten down. I don't want to go too crazy with it. There's the cap. And there's that. All right, well, not too bad. I'm going to spin it and pull the brakes and see how they feel. All right, well, put the brake on. The cable's still kind of wonky because it was wrapped up. I just had a coil, but it's on. I put the caliper on, tightened it. I kind of halfway set it up. The rotor rubs just ever so slightly on it, but I have not pulled the lever. I want to get my honest feel on this. I still have this little cover off of here. I want to make sure that there's no leaks or anything. But here we go. Okay. That's good. I'll call that good. Don't see anything leaking from the actual lever. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get the back one run through and kind of do the same thing. The fun part. Taking this off and then getting that hose through the frame and coming out this one here. I have to go this way because the way that the hose is on the caliper, that's the only option that you have, so you don't have to bleed the brakes. So we're gonna go this way. Remember, there's this much, give or take, hose that is shorter on the brakes than the cable itself was. I might have to do some tricky routing, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see what it does, and it's gonna be great. And these little guys, most of the time these just get replaced, little clips. They've held on there. It hasn't come off, which is quite a surprise. I know there's not really a whole lot that's there, but they did pretty well. Usually I just end up putting zip ties. I think pretty much everybody does. But these things do pretty well. So I think, unless I break one, I think I'll put them back. Ooh, and side note, the back one does not come off. Interesting. At least I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Has to. Either way, I'm leaving it. Probably. All right, so this is my plan. Electrical tape. I'm gonna attach the hose to this part and gently feed it through from up here. Hopefully it doesn't come off. That would not be cool. And I realize there are tools for this, but I don't have them. So we get to do it the trashy way. But if it works, who cares, right? Like, whatever. Should be good enough. Is that it? Oh no, I think it's stuck. The electrical tape is trying so hard. Oh, I see the end of it. I feel like I'm delivering a baby. Oh man. Okay, I think that's gonna work. Pushing on the back does nothing, by the way. It is all right here. Okay, I'm gonna try some pliers gently. I can't do the end of it because that's what breaks off, so I'm gonna go a little bit further back, and that should work. It worked. I think the problem was the electrical tape. As I was pulling it through, it's really sticky. I think it twisted and got caught up, but it's through. See it? So I'm going to put the caliper on right now in the back because I need to be able to get this over here, and it's going to be close. All right, well, put the little end cap, the little screwy thing, the little barb. I have to break off the end because you got to break the end off. I'm still going to try and pull it though, because that seemed to work out well. Kind of a good accident. I think it's long enough, but I mean just barely. Still have to take the cap off of this, and remember, got to keep that vertical so none of the fluid comes out. I know there's going to be a little fluid that comes out of that. That's okay. Turns out you can take that little piece off right here. I was mistaken. I did, because I have to route it further down. I don't really want to crack this open and turn it. Like ideally, I'd like it at a little bit better angle. It's not too bad though. And I can always move it just like a little bit, just like I did. So it moves this, and I need as much room up here as I can. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I thought I'd be more prepared this time. I kind of am, I guess. Yeah, I'll pick that up too. Okay. I want to make sure that's seated all the way in the lever. It is. Okay. It fits, and it actually fits very well. I'm going to put the grip on, show you guys. So the rear's on, it's tight, the grip is on. It's time for the rear brake lever feel. And that same thing, I just kind of set the caliper on there, so don't blow me up if it makes a little bit of noise. Here we go. Ooh. Okay. I like it. Feels good. All right. Well, I'd say that was a success. We're going to go bed in the brakes. But yeah, that felt good. I think it looks good. Success. Again, I'll put a link in the description. I know a lot of people have asked me to do that, so I will do that. But again, I had to get this brake set because the length of the hose. Oh, that's what I forgot. You got to do the handlebar return test. So obviously, like, that's fine right there. Yeah, I like it. The front's maybe even a little tiny bit long. I mean, not much, obviously, but that's a success. Thanks for watching. If you watched this far, or if you just skipped to the end, it'd be pretty cool if you hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me, and appreciate everybody. I went over 400 subscribers. And again, I know that's not a super big deal in the grand scheme of things. It does mean a lot to me, so thank you very much. I'd love to get 500 plus here in the next month or so, maybe. It's up to you. But no, thank you guys so much. It's a joy working on this thing. It's a great platform. I know a lot of people ask, why are you upgrading? It's a Walmart bike. You could have done this, that, the other thing. I did this stuff really quickly. And full disclosure, I'm not planning on keeping the bike. I'm gonna put it all back to stock. I'm gonna keep the components. I'm gonna leave the shock on there. I'm gonna take the brakes off, put the factory ones back on. I'm gonna take the fork off, put the factory one back on it. Just to keep for another build. I don't have a ton of money rolling in, so I gotta try and keep this as inexpensive and future upgradable as possible. But why do I do it? I do it so people can see the outcome. Hopefully you enjoy it. Like I said, if you haven't already, it'd be cool to hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna go bed the brakes in and hopefully be able to ride it this weekend. It was some pretty crazy weather in Dallas last week, but it's been really nice for the last few days. There's a trail that is partially open, but my next day off is on Mother's Day, which is Sunday, which is also my daughter's 13th birthday. So don't know if I'm going to ride that day. We'll see. We'll see. But might go for a ride with my daughter. So then I'll be able to test this thing out. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks. But wait, it's not over yet. Brakes are set up. No noise. No noise. All right. Now we're done.